Hello everyone, welcome back to Recall Gaming, and here we are once again with a Naughty Dog product. We are following on from Uncharted 1, 3 and 2, and that is the correct order in which I played them, believe me. We're moving on to The Last of Us, and this was the project that I mentioned I was going to do in September on the Recall Gaming update that took us through to December. And so what this is going to be grounded mode, so we're kind of keeping in that tradition of playing Naughty Dog games on a really hard optional difficulty. I have done this game on Survivor, but that was back in 2016, and I really feel like I was at my peak in 2016. And so this could be a real challenge. I'm really not sure what to expect on Grounded. I've heard that it can remove checkpoints, and it just makes the game even harder. So it should be good fun. I really love this game. The Last of Us Remastered version that I'm playing is now 10 years old, so we're kind of also celebrating that. I'm just trying to show you that there is a bit of life left in, I guess, the old dog just yet. So I'm going to be gone now for a bit. You'll see a quick edit, and I'm going to pick up purely with some combat. This playthrough is all going to be about combat sections, not too much with the exploring or cutscenes or story. If you want all that, then I would highly recommend you just play this game, because all that stuff's awesome. But I've been talking long enough, so I'll catch you guys later on. Hello everyone, as you can see I've played quite a bit of the game. We'll be coming up to our first sort of encounter with the infected, and I'm going to have quite a stretch of gameplay here, so I'll include all this in. And I just wanted to say very briefly that intro still got me. I've not played this game in a long time, probably about, 6 or 8 years. So I have to say the intro certainly had me on the edge of my seat. It still holds quite a weight and impact just playing it. I don't know if the difference has been playing with headphones. I'm just going to turn this down because I feel like I'm talking over people, which I am, but it adds a bit more. PS4 Pro enhancements. Oh, we should have that on to frame rate. Yeah, get that on at frame rate. This might only come through at 30 FPS for you guys. I do apologise about that. I should really have done this before, but let's just turn this all down. Or dialogue, anyway. I can do with effects. I think dialogue needs to be down, and music and effects are quite important. I need to be able to hear all that.
More pills, lots of ammo.
But one of the things I've been thinking of doing is I might try and watch the Last of Us TV show, which I didn't watch at the time. I didn't have much interest through it, and I don't particularly now. But if I watch the show, it gives me something to sort of talk about, doesn't it, while playing the game. Now, a few things I've noted about Grounded already is that I don't appear to have any HUD. I mean, Last of Us is a pretty minimalist HUD anyway, but my health isn't showing in the bottom right like normal. I can check my ammunition like that with the D-pad, but I don't seem to be able to see my health, so that's going to be interesting.
You okay?
Yeah. Damn,
I mean, in terms of what I think about,
be careful.
in terms of what I think about this game, I think it's far superior to any of the Uncharted's 1, 2, and 3. I mean, I love Uncharted 2, but this game rocked my world in 2013, and for the most part, it still does. My opinion of it has actually dropped quite a little bit.
My mask broke.
Um,
Don't leave me to turn.
This is one of those optional moments. I'm actually going to shoot him because doesn't he drop bullet off memory? Because I've only got so many. I'm sure he gives me someone, doesn't he? Yeah, it gives you a bullet. So it's worth killing him. But I mean, if I was going for really harsh, I could have left him. But as I say, it cancels itself out. I'm going to try and be a good person. But as I say, most optional stuff I'm not going to do. So if that's what you're here for, I do apologise. You're not going to get that here. But we've got our first encounter with the infected coming up shortly. But we're going to have to quick route around for supplies, because on Grounded, supplies are going to be at absolute premium and minimum, I'm sure. First time through from this, so I don't really know what to expect. I imagine some of the parts of this game, particularly Pittsburgh and the sewers, are going to have me stuck a long time. It should be easier than Brutal, though, because I think this is more of a fair challenge.
You hear that? Shh.
So I'm fairly certain I don't have the hearing mode on this. Yeah, the hearing, because normally the game would be, the game would say, you know, use the hearing mode to see the infected, but I don't have that here. And it's an incredibly effective mode, so not... Oh my god! What the hell? They were ready. They were not messing about. So it might be worth dying here, actually. Give him a bash. I did take a little bit of damage there, but I'm alright. Okay, lesson learned. They're aggressive, man. That was well aggressive. That is more aggressive than I'm certainly used to. Wow. I feel like I barely walked up to the wall there. I mean, I'm sure the infected can't see light, can they? I mean, I'll be able to test that a little bit later out in the game, but I can't even see what health I've got. Like, I mean, I can tell when Joel's wounded because the game's got good feedback like that. It's a bit like Resident Evil, really. I mean, a lot of this game is like Resident Evil, being survival horror, but yeah, wow, lesson learned. I'm fairly certain I have seen Grounded played by somebody I know once. I seem to remember a friend of ours. I remember I stayed over at a friend, two of my mates, you know who you are because you'll be watching this. We used to hang out, we used to do this every Friday night, and we used to play video games. And I'm sure we stuck it on Last of Us Ground as a joke to our mate who was drunk, who was really good at video games. But this wasn't his typical kind of thing. But he actually did really well, so it wasn't actually that funny. It was like kind of blasting the game out. I distinctly remember that. As I say, in future, guys, I'll be cutting out moments like this, but I want this video to have some kind of flow to it, so... We've got some human stealth later, and... Human stealth, I don't think either of it is easier or harder.
They weren't expired. That'd be a good idea.
They've both got their own unique challenges. The clickers are obviously their own kettle of fish. The difference is when the clickers spot you, it kind of is game over. It's like playing an old school Metal Gear, really. Or Splinter Cell. One thing I did note, of course, obviously it's 10 years sort of anniversary of this game, but I saw that the infection actually started in September on a calendar in the opening, so I picked the right moment to play this. Yeah, there was a very depressing time where this was the best game on PS3 and PS4, because the remaster come out straight away. I haven't tried to play Last of Us on the original PS3 in a long time. I imagine it's pretty rough at that 30 FPS. Thankfully, this runs at 60. I am aware that this video may be running at only 30, though, because not all PS4 games run at record at 60, unfortunately, and this is an old PS4 game.
Here.
But as I say, I'm going to try and watch the show in between, because it's been interesting with the TV show, because I've had people who never played the game. People at my last job I had, I remember my manager was waxing lyrical about the show, actually, and he'd never played the game. I think he said he was gonna, because it was coming to PC. Then, unfortunately, mind you, he did end up looking at spoilers for Last of Us 2 afterwards, because he was so hyped for what was going to come, and it said it immediately killed his interest.
Get your ass up here.
Which is a problem a lot of people have had. I'm not going to speak about Last of Us 2 on this, because it doesn't conjure up any positive emotions in me. And I don't want videos to be negative. I'm playing this for fun. I really enjoy this game. I've no interest in Last of Us 2, and if we just leave it at that, I think we're all happy. The TV show I may be negative about, and to be honest with you, going into it, I probably will be negative about the show, because the clips I've seen, I'm not impressed. But it'll give me something to talk about, and it'll only be briefly in passing, and we can talk and compare and contrast. So if you're interested, let me know. I probably won't have an intro for this video series, because it's not quite the same vibe as Brutal. As you can see, I literally cocked up in the first few minutes, and I'm still breathing, so... And as I say, I've not played The Last of Us anywhere near as much as like the others Uncharted, but I know this game pretty well. I have to say that when I did play it on Survivor back in 2016, I was actually a tad disappointed, because I'd recently played the Metro games, and when you ramp up the difficulty on Metro, it is so much better than on normal. And I found The Last of Us didn't quite deliver that same sort of survivalist experience that I wanted. But Grounded might be that. And I've evolved as a gamer. And I know a little bit more what to expect. I was going in with some unrealistic expectations of Survivor difficulty. I thought that it was going to make The Last of Us, a 10 out of 10 game into like a 12 out of 10, when realistically that was never going to happen. Metro is a very unique breed of its difficulty that's phenomenal.
Well, that'll make it more interesting.
It's not for every game. And if you're unaware, basically what Metro does is it makes the harder difficulty enemies. You have very little health, die on a couple of hits, but they make it so the enemies do. So you get a really balanced challenge that is actually a lot better than on normal when you play it. Because on normal, it's actually a pretty can be a pretty generic game at times with the shooting. And there's no supplies to be found around here. There are some collectibles, but I'm not here for collectibles.
You touch it, you buy it.
As I say, in future, I'll be cutting all this stuff out, but for now, I want some flow to the opening video. I must have played this intro section loads because
Leak.
I remember this was the game that everyone was talking about. I was like the first person to get it in my school year. I was 15 at the time. Yeah, I was 15 when this game came out. And
An old head.
a lot of people were like coming around to my house, so I was bringing it to people's houses and like showing them this intro. Because I got very sick of watching this, and even to an extent now, I'm a little sick of playing it. But
What do you want?
the game gets all good after here. It's obviously one of the slower Naughty Dog games, although Uncharted 4 probably takes that cake. I don't know what Last of Us 2. I don't know. I mean, I watched like the first couple of hours of Last of Us 2. I don't know if that starts slow. But we're about to get into some gunfights, which we are. That's what we're here for. Everyone loves that. And let's see what this game's all about.
Half hour ago, he went back to the wharf. He's there now.
So the woman that voices Tess, I can never remember her surname, but I think her first name's Renee, and she was in the Last of Us. Of course, she's in the Last of Us. She was actually in 24 in Series 7 and 8, and she was certainly one of the bright sparks of Series 7. Series 8 was a pretty terrible season overall, and they kind of ruined her character, but in Season 7 she was really good. Here we go. I mean, you can literally tell this is a combat area. Just look at how the cover's stacked.
You guys need to turn around and head
I mean, this
back
game
if
is
you know
kind
what's
of the
good
end
for
of an
you.
era for
Our
person
beef
cover
isn't
shooters.
with
That era
you.
was coming to an
We
end
just
by now.
want Robert. You don't want to do this.
Turn the fuck around and leave.
But I'm going
now.
to have to be bloody accurate
I'm
here,
not
because I bet
going
ammo's going to
anywhere
be
without
very scarce.
Robert.
Bitch, I will bash your skull unless you turn around and get your dumb ass out of here.
Fuck this.
In the combat we go, but you're going to see a lot of different, you know, you can see the difference between this and Uncharted. You know, there's going to be no
Cover you.
bullets bouncing
Get
off
the
me.
angle
If
on
Joel gets hit, I am going to stay hit. But enemy AI is very interesting in The Last of Us. Oh, man. Go try and get some headshots here. Nice. Is he dead? Oh, get down. It's R2 to reload, isn't it? Oh, Tess, why have you gone here? I can't really try and do the quick draw. It's not what this game's about. I'm going to be pretty tentative at first. It's been a long time. Got him. Oh, I've got to get used to that
Done,
reload button.
Texas.
You too.
I don't think enemies go down that easily in the rest of the game.
Robert's good at one thing.
2 bullets left.
writing blank
Jesus.
checks.
It's somewhat similar to Brutal with its challenge, but not in the slightest. Yeah, that square is punch. I need to sort of
Hey.
get out my
Boost me up.
system.
Well,
But yeah, I'm hoping this will satisfy that crowd of you guys that loved Uncharted Brutal. I know you want Uncharted 4, and you will get
In your
it.
hand.
Do not worry, you'll get it. But I think Uncharted 4 and Crushing just isn't that interesting. It will be fun, but it's not a real brutal, difficult challenge like we got with the Uncharted 1, 2, 3 on Brutal. So I think Last of Us will just settle us nicely before we get into that. But I think you can. It's such a massive step up was The Last of Us for me from Uncharted, because Uncharted was pretty janky at times, but this was such a. I mean, Naughty Dog this was their peak, in my opinion, undoubtedly. Right, we can actually employ some stealth here, and I can do this section stealthily. I used to be able to, so
How do
let's
you
see
know
if-
they're coming?
what
Two of our
grounded can
guys
do for
died
us.
trying to take Tess out. I guarantee that she and Joel are on their way here right now to get Robert.
Jesus. We shouldn't have taken this job.
Not our call.
Right.
Let's spread out and make sure no one's
So
creeping
if there's
around.
anything I've learned, it's these enemies are bloody hyper and reactive. This guy isn't particularly hard to kill though.
Move up. Move up.
And I do know some techniques for getting around clickers pretty well, so they shouldn't pose too much threat. Try and move this guy a little bit. Yeah, stealth. It's all very messy and brutal in Last of Us. You know, these stealth kills are not that efficient, and it's a real struggle to kill somebody.
I meant to tell you, I was down on Jordan Street, and all these soldiers showed up with a group of about 5 civs.
No, I always thought Tess killed this guy there.
Let me guess. Fireflies.
Yep. They lined them up.
I say, I
against
know
the
this
wall,
game
bang,
relatively
bang,
well,
bang,
but
they just
not
executed
like
all of 'em.
unbelievably well.
Shit.
Yeah,
Right,
here's
I'm
like
sure I
that
can go
over the
now.
city. They're cracking down on them hard.
Yeah, Tess will get that guy. One section done properly. Thank God for that. Key. Very nice. Yeah, the Resident Evil influences are
Let's
very
search the
strong.
area.
I mean, I think between The Last of Us and Far Cry, they definitely ushered in this new era of quasi-stealth, although Last of Us did it very well. But where it's like every game had to have, like, give you the option of stealth before you went straight into combat. So, yeah, I think this game is completely responsible for that trend, for better or worse. And I'll actually say for worse, because most games it isn't as good. But the idea of combining stealth and horror was actually a bit of a masterstroke, and I'm kind of surprised it wasn't done before. The Evil Within would kind of try it, but not really, and it felt like they only did it because Last of Us did. But you got games like Alien Isolation not long after, which, don't get me wrong, was probably already in the works, but, you know, it all came together to make something pretty special. Now, I'm sure a guy will come to this door. That is... my brain's telling me that. Yeah, see, I know how it works. But yeah, like, Evil Within had bottles as, like, throwable weapons, literally just like this game. Oh, God. Yeah, that, like, wind noise is basically an enemy is seeing me. The game's very good with audio cues, and it's something I much prefer over meters that fill up. That's one of my, like, most hated game mechanics, that. And again, I think Far Cry is to blame for that one. But yeah, if you hear that, like, the best I could say is, like, howling noise, like wind howling, then you're in trouble. I've got a feeling on Grounded, I'm not going to be able to hear that for very long. That, what I probably just heard then, is probably the max. But we have got bottles. But Last of Us is kind of interesting. I think enemies... throwing bottles is useful, but I also think it can leave them on alert when you possibly don't want that to be the case. Similar to how Sniper Elite does it, really. But the grab mechanic is really good in this game. It's quite generous at times. Where's he gone? He's there. I'm not sure grabbing this guy would be the best move, but I'll go for it. I'll take a chance.
Let's just be cool, man.
But you don't get very long to grab them here, because they will break free and get you spotted. And you can't move bodies. That was actually a big criticism of this game at the time. I think it was GameSpot. GameSpot famously gave this game an 8. And they got absolutely rinsed for it at the time, but... I mean, opinions are opinions, and... don't get me wrong, I don't agree. I didn't think the game was an 8 out of 10. I was really shocked by that review, but... you know, a review is entitled, right? That guy's looking this way, so I can't really take him out. Yeah, I'm going to say he's got to move. Shit. Oh, I got away with that, I tell you. I'm surprised. I think because he wasn't looking this way, I got away with one. That body's a little bit in the open, but I'm just kind of glad I didn't get spotted. Oh. Shit. Right, interesting now. Okay, been spotted. But I've got a bottle. But enemies aren't exactly dumb in this game. They will flank me. But I've got headphones on. And I can lose enemies. I thought I shouldn't have got spotted there, but... okay, he's there. I hear that guy. Oh, God. Oh, my God. Oh, no. I'm getting shot. Getting lit up. Oh, man. Yeah. I'm definitely damaged now. Ow. Oh, a shiv. That would have been useful.
We should have brought more people.
They just slow us down.
Yeah.
Right. As you can see, I'm pretty damaged.
The docks are this way.
I could do that again. Shall I just roll with it? Oh, there's a health back here. We'll take that. take the bottle and all. Yeah, we'll just have to. I think we'll just roll with it. I mean, the game's given me a health pack, hasn't it? I mean, can I craft them yet? No. I'm gonna have to be good at stealth because I can't waste a lot of my crafting on health kits. It's just not gonna go with it. It doesn't seem to impede my movement, despite everything. Joel seems to move at a good speed. I'll be able to tell when I'm crawling anyway. So if I can try and get through some of these next sections without getting spotted. I mean, you can't actually do this without being spotted off memory, this bit here, but you can get pretty much to
There's
the
our
end.
boy.
There he is, Kazuhuri Miller. It's Robin Atkin
Cocky
Downs.
son of a bitch.
Let's go
Right.
wrap this up.
This is totally doable without getting spotted. I should really try and do it without getting spotted. In fact, I really need to do this without getting spotted because there is a lot of enemies here.
Yeah, well, we've
And
all
I
got
just,
contacts in the
I will
north,
not have the supplies to survive
contacts in the
this.
south. Shit, I don't know who's
The
left
game
in
has
south.
forced combat, and I really need to stick to doing combat in those moments. I need to be doing stealth. I've got to go left. Off memory, it's got to be left.
Let's be smart about this. There's a lot of
Yeah, Joel seems to be... He's moving in a funny animation, but he doesn't seem to be, like, moving slow. If I was moving slow, then I would have to heal. I feel like the smart play is to go left. Can I get this guy?
Take it easy.
Can.
Everything's cool, man.
Okay, I can track him a decent distance. I've managed to get a guy pretty far away before he even looked like fighting back.
It's good to have you around.
I mean, The Last of Us Remastered definitely fixed a lot of issues from the PS3 game. There was a big issue with the PS3 game with characters moving really noisily and really breaking the immersion of stealth. It was one of GameSpot's biggest complaints, and it was a totally legitimate one, despite what, you know, the internet would have told you at the time. Okay, now we want to loop right. I'm sure we do. Got a guy there. But I know, but the very last guy in this area, you can't seemingly do stealth off memory. Okay, guy there. Okay, another guy there. He's got a weapon, which is good. And he seems to be on a weird loop. Well, not a weird loop. He's on a loop. What I like about Last of Us is they actually have stealth patterns they stick to, as long as they're not alerted. One of the things I really hated about Uncharted 4 and Last of Us 2, I only watched Last of Us 2, mind, but is that enemies seem to have a variety of stealth patterns, and it just meant that you can't really learn a game properly for stealth purposes, which I was really not on board with. Jesus, that was nearly a cock up and a half. Where are you going? Shit, turn the light on then. Right, I can get this guy. I need to pull this guy far away though. I don't know if that helps me, but there. I don't really want that guy's. This guy's in a bad spot.
I like watching you work.
I need to get this guy while I can. There we go. That was a close one. He would have ruined my whole day because he would have been seen. The other guy killed, so good job I got him. A weapon, very good. This guy shouldn't be too bad. Because I've got cover to maneuver around. And as I say, you can't kill the last guy particularly gracefully, but I should be able to get him pretty well. move here, I can let him get back in position and go around him. Potentially. Because he should start coming back round. Yeah. I might take a shot. I don't think that guy, the guy there is looking at me, so might be able to get him. Yeah, he's seen so much shit. That was a close one as well, but we got him. Yeah, so you can use bodies kind of tactically, but because they've got to take a long time to come and investigate, so you can really use that to your advantage. But it's quite flimsy at the same time. Right, we can get this guy now. Got him. I always thought there was one guy that can't be done stealthily. I might be misremembering. Because that worked pretty well. We're pretty stocked up here. Let's have a look.
That office. Robert must have run in there.
Oh! There he was. Shit, I didn't want to do that. I should have equipped the brick there. But I didn't take damage, so... positives, right? I guarantee I can only take like another 1 to 2 hits.
Back, get the fuck back!
We just want to talk, Robert.
We got fucking nothing to talk about.
Put your gun down.
Go fuck
The
yourself.
that voice actor as well was also Talbot in Uncharted 3. He's been in a lot of games. Just looking up Robert Atkin Downs.
This way.
I don't think there's a game that he hasn't been in.
We almost got it.
Did he go this way? I don't think you can fail this anyway, off memory. I'd say we're skipping cutscenes.
We gotta get out of here now.
Right, let's take a... I'll take a short break here.
We gotta move. You want this deal? We gotta move.
Right, short break taken. Not for you guys, just for me. So, should be feeling all fresh. I've since had time to review some of my footage, and it looks like that the videos will be in 60 FPS, which is great news, which is exactly what we wanted. Not sure about the audio just yet, and gonna be hard to tell on that one until afterwards. Maybe we turn the effects down ever so slightly. I still need to be able to hear myself because I'll struggle otherwise. Is there any motion blur I can touch? No. That's fine.
Through here.
But yeah, what do you guys think about that PS5 Pro? Jesus, not buying that. No disc drive either. What a shambles. And obviously the price alone is bad enough. I think for this first part, we'll probably get up to the point where we meet Ellie. That makes sense to me. It's funny because I was thinking a lot about this game since I had my first little session with it. It's been kind of on my mind all day. Even when I was at work, I was just like thinking about it, and I'm really excited to play this again. Grounded may prove challenging at times, but I don't think it's going to take away my love of this game, which, you know,
Is that your
Uncharted
people? What's
on
left?
Brutal can very much
I'm turning to you guys.
like kill your love of the game because it's, you know, it's not designed
So
properly.
why now?
Wait,
Grounded
wait,
might be a little bit better
They're
done.
planning on leaving the city, but they need a scapegoat. They've been trying to rile us up.
We're gonna need, yeah, we're gonna have to do a lot of scavenging. As I say, normally you guys won't see this, but it's
Joel, give me a
R1.
hand with
That's
this.
how you do it. And as I say, I'll try and find time to watch the TV series while we're there. I'm not sure how many episodes there are. I'll probably just have to find some spare time on the weekend. I think it's going to be an easy
Are you
show for me
holding
to
up?
watch, even if I don't
Go
like it,
there.
because I'm invested in The Last of Us. So I'll definitely, I'll make sure I do, and then it just gives me more talking points, although I think a lot of my talking will be focused on the game. Right, I remember this section.
Hold up.
It's very doable stealth-wise.
That's the way out. The door under the bridge.
Ain't a big fan of these odds.
We can sneak by them, even though I know that's not your style.
We'll see how it goes.
So that line
Let's go
there,
moving.
even though I know it's not your style, I've never actually Googled it. I always thought that was like an optional line, like Metal Gear Solid always had a optional dialogue like that, Metal Gear Solid 1 in particular, which I would have talked about on my MGS1 no deaths attempt video. Well, at least I would have thought I did. I might not have done, but I would have thought if you've managed to do the whole game stealth-wise, Marlene might say something like, "We can try stealth. I know you'd like doing it," but obviously a better line than that, I better delivered. But I don't think the game has such a feature.
We missed all the action.
I'll get this one. You get the other.
Yeah, so this one's doable. Keep a brick. Brick's always useful. Easy kill there.
Good. Stay quiet.
And hopefully that body can't be seen, I'm fairly certain, because they wouldn't allow the AI to kill somebody there.
Okay.
I do find it odd that you can't move bodies. I do find it odd. I don't think the game particularly needs it, but it would have been a handy feature. I'd like to think it's something they would have thought to do, but maybe it was a time constraint issue. Because it is strange. I mean, how long have you been able to move bodies in stealth games? Did FIFA let you do it in '98? I don't know. I know Metal Gear Solid 2 definitely did, and as did Splinter Cell. But
All right,
there must
all
be
right, you
other
got me.
examples.
Okay.
Let's put this guy here. Oh yeah, some guy getting executed there. Shit, drop him, Joel.
Good.
Jesus,
That's
that
the
was
way to do
close.
it.
But I was particularly remembering the first time I played this game, and I remember after the first few sessions I was like, I'm not sure it's a 10 out of 10 like everyone's saying, and it took me a while to come around to that way of thinking. Rather archaic way of thinking, I might add. I think it was around the time it was when you've got, you've got Joel, Ellie, and Tess, which isn't too far away, when I was like, oh yeah, this is something a bit special, this. Naughty Dog have really done it again. Yeah, that guy goes there. Right, I should be able to get that guy quick enough. Because he doesn't move. Then that guy I assume that guy comes back from the stairs. So I better move this guy.
I won't buy you anything to kill me, okay?
I'm not 100% sure, so I better play it right. This is where having that hearing ability is quite a drawback for me. If I get into melee combat, though, I do have a brick. I feel like he's got to come back, hasn't he? Yep. Got him. Yeah, if Joel takes somebody out like that, then you know that the area's clear. And you can tell by his walk speed. It's very similar to how Uncharted worked, actually. Which isn't too surprising, given the makers. Do you guys have any gear? You would think they did. I thought there was an optional conversation here, but I'm really not trying for that stuff. Let's have a little route around. I think that's going to be all that I have in this video. I think we've established everything we need to. Any gear? I feel like you are just meant to be light on gear at the start. Yeah, let's keep moving. I'm not fussed for optional conversations. As I say, I've explored this game plenty of times over the years. I don't need to look for more stuff. Let's go.
we going, Marlene?
This way. It's not far now.
Yeah, I think that's everything we need to show.
How you
I think
holding up?
the next time I see you guys, it'll probably be past the wall. I think when we'll be going outside the perimeter, where games are actually going to get really challenging. But I hope you enjoyed that first part. Probably not quite as intense as what you get in Uncharted, but there you go. It's going to get harder later. Trust me. Hope you guys enjoy this series, and I hope you're going to love it as much as I do.